Hey everyone, in InDesign Part 4, I'm going to show you how to do font formatting and paragraph style. So at the end of this video, you should know how to place text and then use filler text, format text fonts, size, and alignment, and then use paragraph styles to save your text formation. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is add a title. So I'm going to hit the text button over here, which is on your toolbar. It looks like a big capital T. I'm going to select it and then draw from my corner of the margin to the other corner of the margin. Now that we've done that, we have created a text box that we can type in. As you can see there, in this case, I'm going to give it a title name, A Day in the Woods, which is a project I did in my second year studio. And then I'm going to increase the font size. So I'm going to highlight it. And then up here in our control panel, you can see our increased font. And let's see, I'm going to give it a 36. And then I'm going to format it to be center aligned. Actually, I'm going to format it to be right aligned. And then I'm going to click outside of the text box. And if I click on it once, you can see here that I can format it to be aligned top, aligned bottom, or aligned center. I'm going to choose center. I'm also going to change the font. To do that, you want to double click in the box and highlight all your text. And then at the top left in your control panel, you can search for any font that you use. So I'm going to use Avenir, which is a personal favorite. I'm going to use Avenir Heavy. And certain fonts are bigger than others. So you can see that it was actually too big and can't show it in that size box. So I'm going to change it down to 30. And then I'm going to change the color of it. So I'm going to double click in the box, highlight all the text again, and select the dark steel gray. Next, I want to save this text style for future use. So what I'm going to do is select our paragraph styles window. I'm going to double click in the box, highlight everything. Then I'm going to hit this button with the square and the plus in it, which is going to add a new paragraph style. What I'm going to do is right click on that and hit edit paragraph style 1. I'm going to call this headers. Hit OK. Now, any other time I need to make a header text, I can just create the text box, type what I want, and then select headers without having to do all that again. Now I'm going to start putting in some more text. This will include body text and subheading text. So what I'm going to do is put in a new temporary guide that's going to be 0.25 or a quarter inch down from this yellow box. And then I'm going to select my text tool and draw the corner from our guide and the margin down to the bottom right margin corner. So at this point in the process, I don't actually have any text to put in this box, but what you can do is insert a filler text. So if you double click in your text box and then right click, you can fill with placeholder text. And what this is going to do is fill this entire text box with Latin. At this point, we can format the text, get it to the right size and right font, so we can at least see what it's going to look like when we do have our text. So I'm going to highlight everything, change it to my Avenir font. In this case, I'm going to do Avenir Light, and then I'm going to keep it at 12-point font for now. Now I'm going to adjust the color and spacing. So I'm going to, again, double click in the box, highlight everything. And for this, I'm going to do our white color. Yep. And then again, highlight everything again. And then I'm going to do a spacing of 18. Now that I have it the way I want it, I'm going to, again, highlight everything, go to paragraph styles, add the new style, and then I'm going to edit this and label it body text and save it for future use. Now let's add some subheadings. So I'm going to subhead this text box here into our 3 quadrants that we have. So I'm going to do that and then rename this course information so that we can talk about when this project was completed. And then I'm going to give this our yellow color. Change it to, let's do Avenir medium. And then increase the font to, I'm going to do 14. Now I'm going to save this as a subheading font in our paragraph styles. So go over here and place that. And then edit paragraph style 1. We call this subheading text. Before I start adding more subheaders, I want to remove the hyphenate command. You can see that this highlighted Latin text here is one word, but it uses a dash to continue the word through another line, and that's not something I'm going to want. So I'm going to highlight all of this, and then I can either uncheck the hyphenate box right here, or go to your properties window, go down to paragraph, and uncheck this hyphenate box. They're both the same. So I'm going to hit it, and it's going to remove all the dashes in that entire paragraph. Now let's continue adding some more subheaders. So I'm going to add project description. And then highlight it. Go to my paragraph styles and do the subheading text. And then I'm going to add a skills used tab. Now I have my three main subheaders that I'm going to want to talk about. In this case, this text box actually might seem a little too text heavy for a design portfolio. However, as an example, it does its job. And when you get design feedback, this is something that you should have taken care of as you move through the design of your portfolio. And then finally, I want to show you guys some of the more creative options that you can have with text. So if you select your type tool and click and hold it, you'll see that it has a type on path tool. So what I'm going to do is select the pen tool and just kind of draw a random path. And then I'm going to select the type on path tool and then select the path I just drew. Now I can start typing and it'll actually start to type along this path that I just drew. And you can get some pretty creative outcomes of this. So get creative and you might come up with something pretty cool. So now that we know how to create and format text, we're ready to move on and add some images to our portfolio. All right, so that wraps up InDesign Part 4, where we looked at font formatting and paragraph styles. I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, reach out to us. Thanks.